You ready?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you ever thought cheerleading wasn't a sport, and you'd be honest. Okay. So I'm going to teach you how to do a cheer specifically, but I'm also going to tell you what it takes to be a cheerleader and kind of prove to you that it is a sport and it shouldn't be considered like a club sport or anything. It's not 3 cheers for your ears like everybody thinks. It's more interactive, and you barely cheer on your actual teams. It's more about your team, and you do competitions, and it's nothing like the movies say or anything. Like me, a cheerleader, I love the movies, Bring It On, but they're nothing like what we deal with at practice for real. So the benefits of cheerleading, it's great exercise, but it's also good for college. Before here, I went to Seton Hall. And I was on the team already because of my skills, and I ended up leaving the school just because I wanted to come home. And you also grow in strength, either with your team or individually, so I can pretty much pick up a girl by myself above my head. You develop a lot of trust and bonding because I was also a flyer where they throw you up in the air and you have to trust them to catch you, and sometimes they don't. So you kind of bond with them after it, and you have to they say sorry and you just don't know what to do. But it's also time management skills and organizational skills because you have no time for anything. You either have practice or games or competition, community service, everything. So you're either at cheerleading, at some type of event, or doing your homework. So I would get home at probably about 10:30, take a shower, and then I'd stay up to about 3 o'clock in the morning doing all my skills. And the also good benefit of cheerleading, you get to get thrown up in the air, you get to flip, and I like that the best. To establish my credibility, I'm a 2-time national champion. I went to a Disney's Nationals about 3 times with 2 different teams. I'm a coach, and I'm also I was a captain my senior year. For all-star cheerleading, the highest level when you're not in college is level 5, and I was on a level 5 high school team when I was only 10. And I'm both skilled in school cheerleading and all-star cheerleading, and I've competed in jump contests and tumbling contests, and I've won them. I have very high and flexible jumps, and my tumbling I have up to a tuck, which is the flip without your hands. And I also have dance background, and I've done a lot of dance contests within cheerleading that I've won. Cheerleading takes a lot of hard work and dedication. Again, I said you have no time for anything, and you really just have to show your team that you're supportive to everyone. We've had deaths with our team. We've had, not people on the team, but we've had deaths with parents or anything, and the cheerleading team's really there for you, and everyone's there for you. There have been problems in schools, like say a freshman, and if a freshman was getting bullied by someone, I was usually the one to stop it, and I kind of scare them a little bit, but that's okay. So to show you what you have to do for cheerleading, you have to stretch a lot and make sure you don't pull muscle, because I've pulled many, I've gotten a lot of injuries, and it's not fun whatsoever. But you need comfortable clothes, so I'm wearing my national shirt and yoga pants. I usually wear this when I'm coaching. And you need sneakers. I don't have cheerleading sneakers on because I usually tumble about barefoot, and I don't really need them anymore because I'm not on the team anymore. You either are in a uniform or comfortable clothes. I don't have a uniform anymore, so I'm not wearing it, obviously. And the cost, there's no cost to learn a cheer, but I'd say All-Star, which is less cheerleading, more dancing and tumbling, it's a lot of money. You're traveling all over the United States every weekend, and you have no one to support you, so you have to pay for it. And then for school, the school actually pays for some of our stuff, like our competition fees and everything, so it's a lot better. But it costs definitely strains, sprains, and soreness when you're in cheerleading, and I've had many injuries. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your ability. I'd say for experienced cheerleader, 5 to 10 minutes, and then anyone else would probably be about 10 to 20. And cheerleading takes a lot of hard work and dedication. My injuries entail I broke my ankle in 3 places. I sprained both my ankles at least 7 or 8 times. I sprained both my wrists multiple times. I popped out both my shoulders. I have arthritis in my back, and I popped out my knee. So rainy days aren't fun for me because I'm really sore. So the first step, you have to stretch. So usually for my cheerleaders, I go down and stretch like this, and I go to the side. And then you might hear my body crack, but that's okay. and you kind of just, well, I pull my shoulders out because they pretty much pop out on their own sometimes. The first thing you need to be worried about when you cheer is your feet placement. If your feet are like this, it looks really ugly. When people are watching you, you need to be in unison. So your feet have to be here, and they have to, when you bend, your knees need to go forward instead of out, because it looks really ugly and I don't like it. But your arms for the actual cheer, it goes like this, and your turn, and you're just gonna keep your arms really tight. We call it tight, it's a lot different sometimes, but you're punching and you need to keep it all together. And then you work on your toes too, because your toes need to be pointed, so if you have a flex toe, no matter anything, it looks really ugly. So the whole cheer, the words are knock them down, roll them around, come on, defense, work. So it's a football cheer, obviously, and it goes together, and it goes knock them down, roll them around, come on, defense, work. So your toes need, like, if they are pointed in here, it looks a lot prettier. This is called a liberty. But if they're like this, I get really mad at my cheerleaders, and they know that. But the whole cheer together I just showed you, and you have to make sure you smile, because if you don't smile, it just doesn't look good. And you're supposed to cheer on and get people excited, and it just doesn't work. And when you go for your feet placement, you need to, I have a problem with this, I'm bow-legged. So when I tighten, I'm not going to show you because it's really gross. When I tighten, my legs go out this way, so I just had to learn how to tighten up and down, and your feet have to stay like this. So all together, I'll show you the cheer again. So you have to tighten your motions, and you have to make sure they punch, and you have to point your toes. So it goes knock them down, roll them around, come on, defense, work. So that's everything together. Cheerleading takes a lot of hard work and dedication, as you've seen. It's very tedious to learn these things because if your arms aren't right, if your fingers aren't right, you get in a lot of trouble and people yell at you. So after hearing this, I hope you all think cheerleading is a sport and at least have an idea, and if you don't, I'll show you plenty of videos to show you that it is a sport and to prove